Well, this is my lovely assistant, Alicia. She is the assistant extraordinaire. I love her very much. Without her, I could not do what I do. I appreciate her so much. You've probably seen her on Facebook. That's my girl. She hold me down. She my girl. She my roll down. Right up in here. You see how close we sit? Okay, this is my desk. Don't look at all the stuff on my desk, okay? And this is where she sits. And we sit in very close quarters. Yes. And you have to have somebody you really like if they gonna sit that close to you. Okay? Because this is my desk. That's her desk. So, I really like her. And okay, this is my little assistant right here. She comes to work. Yes, it's our current work situation. This is my baby niece right here. Hey, baby. Can you believe me and Alicia was pregnant at the same time? Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
Yes, our babies would do one day apart. It's just amazing. So we was going through some things, y'all. Through some things.
Eating together, too.
Yeah, what work we up?
I
know, that's right. All those cravings we were having together. Having to praise, worship, and slow down. Right up in here. Well, we were just talking about all the things that that's going into our food, which is a trip. And so, come to find out, America has the highest rate of cancer. And all the things that are being ingested into our animals that we actually eat. I sure wish I could do an all-plant diet, Alicia. I really could. But it's expensive to eat healthy.
Well, actually, because in the movie, we watched Fed Up a couple of nights ago. In the movie, they mentioned how, people, that's like the big excuse with Americans is that that it's too expensive to eat healthy. But when you think about it, because, taking my situation and my husband's situation, my husband had diverticulitis the last 3 months, just went through surgery, had to get part of his colon removed, and it was because he's heavy. So thinking, and then a couple years ago, I had to get my gallbladder removed out because I wasn't eating healthy, and also because, I had a baby, but which kind of took part in that. But if we had eaten better throughout the years, healthier, rather than quick meals and fast food and stuff like that, we probably wouldn't have the issues. It was a young diverticulitis case. And since he's a young diverticulitis case, it's really rare. But they said it's probably because of his weight and his weight gain, and that's why he has sleep apnea and he can develop all these other stuff, which in weight generally comes from food and not just exercise. Because he's a soccer player, I'm a dancer, and I'm heavy, but it's the foods that we eat. But had we eaten better, taken that time to invest in ourselves and eaten a little bit better and added maybe $20 extra or whatever to our budget, then we wouldn't have $1,500 hospital bills. And
you are so right.
So it adds up. It's a slow thing. It adds up eventually.
So basically, you're saying that if we put $20 towards our meals, because you're going to pay for it either way. We could eat fast food and get food real fast. That's not healthy for us. But then yet have all of these medical issues, diabetes, the high blood pressure. Medicine, because medicine is expensive, especially if you do not have
doctor's visits.
All of that really does add up. So it's either you can pay in advance now for your health or pay later, but you will be paying.
And I read there was this one picture thing that I saw on the Fed Up website, and it was either you can eat, and it had a healthy food, you can eat, it had drugs. It's either you could take this quick poison, or you can, and it had fast food, take this slow poison. Just saying how fast food and all these processed foods and everything are basically, they're slowly killing you, they're slowly killing your kids. How America, the Fed Up documentary is so good. It's very informative.
Where can we watch it?
You can get it on Amazon. You can rent it on Amazon for 99 cents. That's what I did.
Now, do I got to be an Amazon member and pay and all that stuff?
I don't know.
Well, you had Amazon Prime. You just
I was gonna say you could just use my Prime, girl. And then it's an hour and a half, and they made some really good points. I think the biggest point that really stuck out to me was that sugar is literally in everything, but also that if you look on the back of ingredients, sugar is the only ingredient that does not have a percentage attached to it. So salt, it'll say sodium, it'll be 4 grams, 110%. Sugar, it'll just say 29 grams. So it doesn't have a percentage. So they made that point, and I was like, that's true. It never clicked in my head, but it's true. But then again, my friend Tish also broke it down and said the reason why say if you have like, say, cranberries has its own fruit sugar, and then they add sugar to it, but rather than break the sugar up, if they were so like a quarter cup of cranberries is like 29 grams of sugar. I read that last night. That's why I know. But it's like 29
all intelligent stuff.
It's like 29 grams of sugar, but they're not able to break down on what sugar is fruit sugar and what sugar is processed sugar and added sugar. But nonetheless, there's still a ton of sugar, and we don't know how much that's breaking down in our body, adding fat, and then they broke down sugar. So if you haven't seen it, see Fed Up. It's a really, really good.
Well, I think I need to watch me some Fed Up then, because the sister's. I want to thank Alicia for that little education right there on Fed Up. I think I'm going to watch that. Do not look at my desk. I have a whole lot going on. It is the new year. I have a lot of music I need to go through right here in the back that was sent to me that I still need to upload into my system. And I'm getting ready for an interview. I'm going to be talking to Mara Chiavo. How do we pronounce it again?
Chiavo-Campo.
Yeah, Mara Chiavo-Campo from ABC. She's going to be here. She has a book entitled Thinspired. She lost 90 pounds in 2 years, and she has battled weight loss, and she conquered it, and she has a new book out. You can also get it on Amazon. So we're going to be talking to her today. So I'm really excited about talking to her. And we are preparing to do the Preacher's Daughters that I do every single year that comes on Lifetime. And so we're preparing for that too. Alicia does all of my e-blasts and everything for me. She designs all that. So I just love her so much. She helps a sister out. She really, really does. And we got to do reality recap, because we are getting ready to start this consecration, right?
Yes.
All these good shows coming on TV in January during consecration time. I must admit, I got to get rid of this TV addiction.
Right.
Celebrity Apprentice, Ratchet TV, Real Housewives of Atlanta. I mean, all these shows coming, and a new one, Empire.
Yes.
Empire, starring Terrence Howard tomorrow.
Oh, all right.
Terrence Howard. I'm hurt. I'm deeply hurt. You see my eyelashes? Like, look at the eyelash sticking together. I'm deeply moved. And then we have American Idol. We have, of course, Preacher's Daughters are going to be coming on. And Bring It. Oh, Bring It. Bring It is going to be. It's going to be after the consecration. Thank you, Jesus. So I think Alicia's Dance Moms is going to be coming on tonight. January. Jesus, he will be giving up for you, Jesus, because we love you, Lord. You're listening to Lady Charmaine Live, and you know what? You got to just profess and say, I will live. See, the Bible says, death and life is in the power of the tongue, so you shall have whatsoever you say. I want to encourage you on today as we enter into this brand new year. What are some of the things that you are professing today with your mouth? Because see, if you confess with your mouth, all you have to do now is just make sure that you line it with the words that you actually speak. We got more great music on the way. Plus, we are taking your birthday shout outs. All you got to do is tweet it to me at Charmaine Live, or right there on Facebook at Lady Charmaine Live. We want to celebrate you on today, because as we say, if God blessed you to be in the land of the living, we do not take that lightly. So we want to celebrate you on today and wish you a big Lady Charmaine Live happy birthday. If it's your birthday, your cousin's name, your mama's names, all the names, we just want to say happy birthday from everyone here at Lady Charmaine Live. We're talking about one of my brand new favorite reality shows called The House of DVF, which is based on Diane von Furstenberg.
Yeah.
Von Furstenberg. It's great because she was looking for some interns, and several young ladies was vying to work with her as stylists. And she was one of the most authentic women that I've seen on reality TV. When I was watching her show, it didn't seem like I was watching a reality show or somebody's trying to put on for the camera. With Diane, it looked like we were seeing this was who she really was, her real personality, how she really treats people. You could tell she really loved people. She was very authentic, and she was not led by emotions. You know, some people are led by emotions. She was not led by emotions. If you were not fit for the job, Diane just went on ahead and gave you a nice parting gift, a bag, and sent you on your way. But if she liked you, it was great. She gave you an opportunity to work in her store. You may not have been fit to be a stylist or an intern with her, but she did allow you to even have an interview to work in one of her stores if she did see that you had special skills in selling, which I loved about Diane. So that's one reality show I will continue to watch if they granted a second season, because she was just real. What did you like about the House of DVF?
I liked basically just exactly what you said. She was just real. Like, she was really motherly and nice, and even when before she let you go, even if you had like a bad moment or whatever, like the Britney girl who won, when she because she had a bad attitude, rather than cutting her, she gave you a chance to, whether it be explain yourself or for her to really see who you are, because she knows that, it's a competition, it's a show. But she was real. I would have loved to have met her as a person, because she just. And my favorite part, I think, of the show was when it was her fashion show, and she walked down the thing, and she was like, telling everyone to kind of dance after the fashion show was over, and it was some song, and she was just she was just so free. She was just a happy person.
Now, Diane, out of all the shows that I've seen, she was a true mentor, because you just hit a point, something that you said. Even if other people didn't like an individual on the show, like an intern, or they said they had a bad attitude, she wanted to get to know them for herself. She didn't go according to what other people said, because that's kind of like how I am. It doesn't matter what other people say. I have to get to know you for myself, because that other person may have some issues which may have caused the friction. Because, for every action, there is a reaction. So I like to get to know people for my own self than what other people say. And her words are so powerful. It helped people to change. They were able to see themselves, because, Britney, she was known as a mean girl. Yeah, as a mean girl. That's a good way to put it. She was known as a mean girl. But she got a chance to get to know her, and that girl still won. Even the other young lady who she pulled in to talk to her, I love how she took the time with the girls to know them personally, regardless of what her the other employees that worked with the girls personally, because they had their own opinions of some of those girls. She's like this, she's like this. So Diane, okay, she took what they had to say. Now let me get to know you for myself. And a lot of people don't take that time to get to know people for themselves. They'll listen to whatever their partner says, and whatever their partner says, that must be what they're really like, because my partner is my friend. I believe everything they say. I am learning, and I'm continue to learn that not everyone's partner, what they say about somebody, is correct. Because if you know your partner has issues, or if your partner has an attitude, or you sit in for, if you know personally that they have a bad attitude too, let's just be real, but you've been putting up with theirs. Sometimes you have to also, now you listen to what they say, because if you had a lot of people complain about the person that works for you, and you know that, but you keep them around because they're a good worker and because they're loyal, but you keep hearing negative things about that person that works for you, and all of a sudden then they want to say something negative about somebody else, that's when you need to get to know the other person for yourself, because it's like, hey, people talk about you. Yeah. So the question is, what did you do? Because you're not that innocent. I know you got an attitude, because I hear a whole lot about you. People complain about you. So maybe, is it you? You just gotta check that. So that's what I liked about Diane.
And I liked too, because there was one, the British girl, the redhead one. She literally helped. She favored one particular one. She sure did. I was like, I want to work with her. I want her to win. So I'm gonna pull you aside. I'm gonna give you some. Okay, so make sure you did it. Because I want you to win, kind of thing. And that girl. And honestly, up to the last minute, I kind of wasn't sure if Britney was gonna win, because Diane took her employees their opinions, as well. So when she mentioned how she really liked, I think her name was Cara, the girl that she liked, when she really liked her, I thought that Diane took that into consideration, and she did good that night at the fashion show, but Britney did do better. Britney, for me, was always my favorite, other than, the black girl attitude, which is understandable, but whatever. She was honestly, I think, the best. Right. And in the beginning, I think she is really nice. She just had her moments, as we all do. But I'm glad she chose Britney, and I'm glad that they had that show, because she's real. I like her. If I could afford her outfits, I would. But
she has a bag over at Burlington Coat Factory.
How much?
A luggage bag. But she has a luggage bag over
That
factory.
was like a $10,000 dress. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but no, their bags aren't that much over. I think their bag was
day.
like $50 over at Burlington Coat Factory.
Oh, that's not bad.
You know what? I'm not a name brand person. Some people buy things just for name brand. If I don't like the style, I'm not going to buy it regardless if your name is on it. I just personally didn't like the style of the bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people would buy just because it has the DVF initials on it. But I don't want to carry a bag that I think is not attractive just because it has your initials on it.
Just to say I got a DVF bag.
Correct. That is not me. I don't pay for somebody's name. You know what I mean? Because they get those things manufactured at a very reasonable price, and because your name is well known, you could, you know.
Do you think we pay more for the name?
Yes, we do.
Why
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. My name's Alicia Fatula. Can I?
Cause see, I learned this when I was years ago when I was a model. A friend of mine, I remember I saw her. I was in the mall, and we were talking, and I was asking her a question about something. She said, "Girl, I do not shop in these malls." She was up there with her baby. She was going to get something for her daughter. She said, "I do not shop in these malls." She said, "Because my husband works at a warehouse that was actually in the Bay Area." Works at a warehouse, she said, and she said it doesn't have a name on the outside of it. She said a lot of the major designers, she named off a couple of designers, she said they go to that warehouse and they pick out clothes and they put their names on them. So some of the clothes they actually didn't make. That is why you will see in some of the stores some of the same outfits with different labels. You're like, oh, I've seen this shirt over at thus and so store, but they have different labels. So they would go there and they would see clothes and then they would put their labels inside of those clothes. But then because of who they were, they can charge more for those clothes. So Alicia Fatula, you might be the $5 rack. And Michael Kors might be on the $200 rack. You see what I'm saying? You know, all because of your name. Now I'm sure a lot of them design their own clothes, right? But it's the same.
Oh wow.
So I learned that from her. So that taught me. And I wasn't into design anyway. My girlfriend, she had a designer shirt years ago. The shirt was ugly, like a clown shirt. And she said, but Charmaine, it is a woo-doo-woo, right? And I said, but who's going to know it's a woo-doo-woo? She had to literally take the shirt off and pull out the tag for me to see it. I said, but when you walk down the street, nobody's going to see that it's a woo-doo-woo. They just going to see an ugly shirt. That's all I'm saying. So, you know, that's just my opinion. So, no, I'm not. Now, if it's a cute shirt in this name brand, because, you know, I ball on the budget, I will get it if I'm balling on a budget. And it's reduced price slash, even 50% off of that.
Exactly, right?
You know how I shop. Your eyeballs, y'all.